And we are live. Okay, cool. Hopefully, maybe we're not live. Live. Instagram says we're good. Says we are live everywhere. All right, cool. Let me just look because you know how going live goes. All right, cool. We're good. And now let me just check on the TikTok. Make sure it doesn't look too weird with two cameras. Me looking at me. All right, that's how she goes. Is there a way for you to even see that you're live on your TikTok? I guess if I switch my accounts, maybe. Then I can see. Shut up. Friends. Live. All right, cool. This looks good. All right, cool. So we're going to be going over visualization today. And we're all set on that. So, welcome to the Lion Show. My name is Robert Lyon. I'm here to deliver life-changing messages for those tuned in enough to listen and take action. My goal is to give you information you need to hear today so you will have an opportunity to affect and impact your life for the better. And this is going to go pretty woo-woo. All right. So first of all, permission to take you guys on a little bit of a journey. We're going to be talking about visualization. I think it's a very important aspect of your life and an important skill to learn to genuinely create a better life for yourself. All right. So we're going to get into it. All right, cool. So this is the power of visualization. All right. I think everyone has probably heard somebody mention, visualization or manifestation or whatever it is. But this is literally just the power of your mind, okay? And using the power of your mind to have success. As you can tell, this picture is AI. That's why that tooth looks so weird. But the power of visualization is real. And that's the point of this presentation, is to bring that home for you so that you can practice it and so that you can actually have the effects better your life. Okay. So first you need to have a desire to learn to do visualization. And I would go beyond that even further. And I would say you just need to have a desire to do something more with your life. Okay. So desire is the start of all life and betterment. It is the start of all that improvement, right? If you don't have a desire to improve, then you're stuck forever, right? So you have to have that desire first. That is the motivation, that is the fire, that is the kindle, that is everything you need. Okay. Next step is you have to understand how visualization works. Okay. We're going to go over all this inside the program today. Then you're going to start your visualization habit. All right. Then you have to remain consistent with your visualization habit. Then you have to realize that visualization is a skill that can be improved. Okay. A lot of people don't talk about this. Like if you're trying to manifest stuff, like the more crystal clear that you can actually get with your visualization, the better that you can get at consistently visualizing, the better you are going to get at this skill, the more you are going to use your brain and the power of your mind to create the life that you truly want. Once you have remained consistent with your visualization habit and consistent with improving your visualization skills, then you can actually start to manifest. Then you will actually see real impact in your life. And I know this from personal experience. This isn't something that I've read. I know this to be true. I've done it multiple times. Okay. Again, desire. I just like this idea of understanding what is the first step in any manifestation. What is the first step in improving my life? What is the first step in anything you do in life? And the first step is to have that desire, that burning need to change something, that desire to improve your life because you are sick and tired of where you are now. You're sick and tired of what your life has been and you want to improve. Okay. The desire to change, the desire to do better, the desire to be the best version of yourself, right? That is number one. Okay. So first, desire, you got to basically is changing your life because it acts as the driving force behind all transformation. Without a strong desire, there's no motivation to take action, no persistence to push through obstacles, no commitment to follow through. So here's why our desire is essential. It creates clarity. Okay. The first clarity of desire is, I don't like what's happening anymore. I want something different, right? You need that, all right? It ignites the motivation inside of you. It'll also help you overcome fears and doubts. It will lead to action. That's really what desire does. Desire is not action, but it will lead you to action. You will get so uncomfortable, so pissed off, so sick and tired of your same BS that your desire will lead you to take action to change your life. All right. And it also will build strength and resilience. All right. So desire is the first step. After that, you have to believe in the power of your mind. Okay. You gotta believe that the thing between your ears is more than, just something to watch Netflix with. So it is more than you can ever imagine. I love that Star Wars quote. It's like, your true fear is that you are powerful beyond believability, beyond your own ability, right? It's not that we are scared to do things. It's that we are scared that we are so powerful that we don't even understand how powerful we are. All right. And the power of the mind is the next phase. It is the next level. It is the thing that anyone can do at any moment. You can strengthen your mind. You can strengthen your visualization. You can create the life of your dreams. Okay. Now, I'm never going to tell you that it's just visualization, that it's just manifestation. That's bullshit. You have to take action. But in life, there are only so many advantages that we can have. Okay. If you think life is easy, I don't know what planet you're on. Life is hard. Life is a fight for power. Life is a fight for property. Life is a fight for, your mark on the world. And to have any advantage in this battle, in this fight, is important to have. It is important to have this tool in your arsenal. It is important to have everything that you possibly can in alignment for you to succeed. Otherwise, you will not succeed. Okay. I don't know. People in America, we have very, very high opportunistic, like we're very optimistic about life, right? And then life humbles us. And then a lot of people give up. Okay. But if you want to truly succeed, you need to do a number of things correctly to actually break through success. Okay. But this is a starting point. This is another weapon for you to harness so that you can be successful. And that is to have the power of your mind take you to that next step. Okay. So you have to believe in the power of your mind. And I'm not just going to come up here and woo woo and make stuff up. So I want to, first of all, bring it back down to earth and let you understand that using the power of your mind is not just visual woo-woo nonsense. There's science behind this, and it's very, very powerful. Okay. So in 1996 at the University of Chicago, Dr. Blaslato, I don't know how you say it. He basically did this experiment. Okay. So researchers divided participants into 3 groups. Okay. This is the basketball free throw experiment. So the 3 groups, number 1 was a physical practice group. Okay. They would practice shooting free throws every single day. Okay. Every single day they would go in, they would practice shooting free throws. Okay. That was group A. Okay. Group B was the visualization group. Okay. Only imagined making free throws. So instead of going to the gym and physically shooting free throws every single day, the group B sat in a room and they visualized and they practiced shooting free throws. They would step up to the line, right? They would hold the basketball in their hand. They would dribble it a couple times. They would put their fingers on the lines of the basketball and they would shoot the basketball into the hoop, right? And it was all visualization though. It was not actually doing anything physical. Okay. And then group C did nothing. They didn't practice physically. They didn't visualize at all. So after a few weeks, the results showed that the physical practice group improved their free throw shooting by 24%. Okay, this is the people that physically went to the gym and actually practiced free throwing. This group of people improved their free throws by 24%. Okay, the visualization group improved by 23%, nearly as much as the actual group that practiced, and the control group showed no improvement. This alone should tell you that visualization is powerful. Okay, it can improve performance by acting as a neural pathway similar to physical practice. Okay, so that is a very cool experiment that was conducted in 1996. All right, here's another one from 1995. Okay, this is the piano experiment. Same idea. Okay, this was done at Harvard Medical School. They were basically, participants were split into 2 groups. Number 1 was the physical practice group, and then B was the mental practice group. Okay, the physical practice group played a specific piano sequence for 5 days. So every day for 5 days straight, they played a specific piano sequence on the piano with their fingers playing the actual music. B group, the mental practice group, only imagined playing the piano with no physical movement. Okay, so they would sit there and they would visualize playing the piano. And then they did results using brain scans. Okay. Both groups developed nearly identical changes in the motor cortex of the brain, showing that mental rehearsal creates real neurological adaptations. The visualization group improved their ability to play the sequence even though they never physically touched a piano before the test. Okay, the conclusion, the brain treats visualization similar to real experience, reinforcing learning even without physical movement. Very, very powerful. This is the muscle strength study. Dr. Zhongyi, Cleveland Clinic in 2004. Participants who mentally imagined flexing their muscles without physically doing so increased their muscle strength by 13.5% over several weeks. Those who actually performed the exercise improved by 30%. Can you guys even grasp how ridiculous this is? Somebody visualized flexing their muscles. They just sat in a bed and visualized flexing their muscles, and their muscles actually increased in strength by 13.5%. Okay. That is insane. Obviously, going to the gym, you got 30%, but the fact that you can increase the size of your muscles just by visualization is insane. Okay. The conclusion, visualization can enhance muscle strength and motor skills by stimulating mental neural activities. Another training, this is the last one, Olympic athletes and mental training. Okay, the Soviet Union was one of the first to use mental imagery training for Olympic athletes. Study shows that elite athletes who combine mental rehearsal with physical practice outperform those who only do physical training. Okay, so the people that go to the gym that are only doing the physical side of the stuff and not doing any of the mental side did not improve as much as the people that did the mental training and the physical training. Okay. A study of skiers showed that mentally practicing downhill runs activated the same brain regions as actually skiing. Again, if you ever watched any of those interviews of Michael Phelps, every day he would jump in the pool and he would visualize himself winning the gold medals, right? And that's what led him to be successful. But he did it every single day, and it was very, very powerful for him to be more successful. All right, so key takeaways from the scientific research. The brain doesn't distinguish much between real and imagined practice. Both activate similar neural pathways. Okay, visualization improves motor skills, memory, and confidence, making it a powerful tool for skill acquisition. Combining visualization with physical practice is the most effective way to improve your performance. Okay, so as you're building your business, as you're building your life, right? You want to not only do the physical stuff, but you also want to practice the visualization. You want to become a master of visualizing what you want in life to happen next. That's the biggest takeaway is imagine you just visualize that you get better at sales, right? You visualize every night before you go to bed, every morning, that every sales call is going to go super easy and that you're going to collect money and payment in full for whatever you're trying to sell. This is the power of visualization. This is how you should be using it. And it goes even deeper though, but this is just the first step. But everyone understands now that the mind does not know the difference between physical practice and visualization. That's the biggest thing that you take away from the first step, because you have to believe that there is power first in just visualizing. And that those studies is rock solid proof that there is. Okay. The next step is to start a visualization habit. Okay. Start a habit of seeing your next step in life, right? If you are stuck in a job that you hate, but you cannot even visualize what the hell your life would be like in the next step, you're screwed. Okay. You're already behind the ball. You have to be able to visualize, what is my life going to be like after this job? What is a better job? What is a better career? What is a better opportunity? What is a better business, right? What is the next step in my business? If you cannot visualize it, how is it ever going to happen? Okay. Are you just going to be a bag in the wind, or are you going to take control of your life and be the master of your ship, captain of your vessel, and tell the universe, tell life, I am going here, and let it happen, right? You are going to visualize it. Okay. And you have to create a visualization habit. That's the key of this next step. All right. Step 1, define your goal. What are you trying to improve? It doesn't have to be a skill. I put skill here to make it more logical, right? but it can be, what are you trying to improve? Are you trying to improve your finances? Are you trying to improve your romantic life? Are you trying to improve your health? Are you trying to improve your business? Are you trying to just improve everything, right? Or is there specific areas that you're trying? I'm just trying to improve my trading strategy. I'm just trying to improve my coaching business so that I can live the life that I want, right? So I can get to that next level. But you have to have the goal though, and you have to write down this goal, and you have to write this goal in extreme detail, okay? Because this is how you're going to visualize. This is how you're going to manifest this. This is how you're going to make this a reality. You're going to go from nothing to something, and the first step is define the goal. What does the end result look like, and how detailed are you in this vision? Okay, so number one, define your goal. Number two, choose your visualization method. All right. Like I've heard some people can't, visualize things, and I don't know. I think you're the NPCs of the world. If you can't visualize it, you got to read some books. Like you gotta get your shit together. Okay. But this is a very, very powerful point that I want to make. And this goes back to Ed Mylett. Okay, so Ed Mylett owns an island. He's like a billionaire, right? And when he was asked, "Hey, what is it that you do better than everybody else that led you to have this success?" Damn it! And he said that he's a master of visualization. Okay, and he said that he learned it when he was playing baseball. Okay, so when he was playing baseball, there was a season where he hurt his leg and he couldn't go out on the field and play baseball anymore. So all he could do was sit on the side on the bench and kind of wait for himself to recover. But instead of the coach letting him do that, what the coach did is he basically had Ed Mylett sit on the side and visualize hitting the ball every single day. Okay. And the ball basically, and the visualization became more and more clear. That was his goal. So the first time he sat down to visualize, he stepped up to the plate, and the coach basically said, "Okay, you're going to step up to the plate and you're going to hit the ball directly over the pitcher's head." Okay. So Ed Mylett visualized stepping up to the plate and hitting the ball over the pitcher's head. And then the coach asked him, "Okay, was it to the left of the pitcher's head or the right of the pitcher's head?" And he said, "I don't know." Okay. And then your job now is to get even more detailed. Okay. And then he said, okay. So then he stepped up to the bat. He hit the ball directly left over the pitcher's head, right into the outfield. Boom. Okay. And then he basically practiced that. But then every time he sat down to visualize, he got more and more detailed. Okay. What stitch is the baseball player holding? How is your grip on the baseball bat? Are you wearing gloves? What uniform are you wearing? What time of day is it? Does the ball go to the left of the pitcher's head or the right of the pitcher's head? Are there people in the stands? What's the score? And he basically would practice this every single day to make his visualization even more clear and even more cement inside of his mind every single day. And this is what you can do too, to visualize and to get better at visualization. Okay. Now you can either be seeing it from your own eyes, you can be seeing it from third person, or you can even pick yourself out of your body and see yourself looking down on your body. Right. And all of these have to have incredible detail. This is how you can master the art of visualization. And the more you can master the art of visualization, the faster you'll be able to manifest, the faster you'll be able to have these things actually come into your reality, because you are creating them inside of your imagination. Your imagination is not nothing. Okay. It is created in there. It is being broadcasted to the universe for it to create something in your real life. Okay. So first, you want to visualize it from your first person. Then you want to visualize it from third person, someone in the stands watching you. Then you want to visualize it from above you, looking down on you. Okay. So number one, create your goal. Number two, rehearse it, visualize it. Okay. And then now you want to create your visualization script. Okay. So you'll write a quick, if you're really trying to manifest something, if you're really trying to use the power of visualization, you want to use all of your senses. Okay. So you want to write down your visualization. You want to get pictures. You've heard people talk about vision boards. You want images of you using this visualization, of this coming true. You want to have a smell associated, maybe light a candle whenever you do your visualization, right? You want to hear the sounds of your success, either your own voice talking to you or the sounds of the scenario, right? The crowd goes wild, whatever it is, right? And you want to basically use this to get incredibly detailed on your script so that you can do it every morning. And the idea is to really have this image or this video that you can play on demand of what you want for your life. Okay. And it'll start out as just a very basic image, right? You might even come to you in a dream, or it might be something that is just ingrained in you that you see that you want to get better at. And if you can see it and you have that visualization, or you don't have it yet, you need to create it. Now that you have that little piece, like that little image, this is for me, I guess. For me, it comes in like a little image, and then I create this whole movie around it. I create, what is this? Like, I'm visualizing a purple Rolls Royce at the moment, right? It's random, but whatever. But I see myself in a suit. I've got a watch. I see the door open to the front, and like it's purple for some reason, and I can step in and I can feel the leather. I can see the stars that they have on the design inside the interior. I can hear the engine turning on. I can feel the engine beneath my feet. Same with the truck that I have. I got my dream truck, right? I'm pretty basic, but I just wanted a Toyota Tundra so badly. So I got a Toyota Tundra. It's bright blue. And I've been visualizing driving that Toyota Tundra with my dog in the front seat, the wind in my hair, music going. And I've been doing this for maybe 6 months. And now I actually own that truck, and it's pretty powerful. But like doing these things, having these visualizations, and having the emotions behind it is also the key. Okay. So it's not just the visual aspect. It's also the emotions, the confidence that you feel, the ecstasy that you feel, the exuberance that you feel. And that's where the real power is you have to visualize it, and you have to broadcast with the emotions, because the subconscious only sees the visual aspects of it, right? But the universe only picks up on your emotions. Remember, we are human beings. We are humming beings, which means that our vibration is the only essence that really is projected into the universe, right? There is no perfect picture of what happens or what comes back to us. But imagine that we are like a radio tower, and we are broadcasting our emotions all the time. Okay. That's why if you're sick, if you're sad, if you're angry, you're just constantly shooting that off into the universe, and then it is bouncing back onto you, and that is creating your reality. But step 3 is create your visualization script, get super detailed. And then step 4 is to create your practice routine. Every morning, you should really do what I call it the miracle morning. We're going to get into that, or not the miracle morning, the morning formula. Miracle Morning is a good book. Actually, you should read that. It's a cool book. But you should have a morning practice, right? If you don't have 5 minutes for yourself in the morning, then you really need to move some things around in your life, right? But you should take this minute to center yourself, breathe, come back to who you are and what you really want for your life, especially if you're in a chaotic life, especially if you're in a danger, or not dangerous, like even if you're in a dangerous situation, this is even very, very powerful. But if you're in a area in life that you don't want to be, this is even more important that you do this. You should do this 3 times a day. But you sit down, you be quiet, you breathe, you close your eyes, you visualize, and you paint that scene of the thing that you want in your life getting more crystal clear. Okay, now we're going to go over some of the most powerful information that I can probably deliver to you and to the very few people that actually listen and take this home. These will change your life. This is the shit that no one tells you that you need to be doing every day if you really want to be successful, if you truly want to break free of the matrix and have your best life. Okay, so number 1 is the morning formula. We kind of talked about it a second ago. I have a video on my YouTube video where I dive deep into all of these, but this is the morning formula. Okay, so it's a visualization practice, but it's you writing a letter to yourself. Okay, essentially, and the idea of the morning formula is to have images, is to speak about yourself and the best version of yourself and what you look like. A perspective on this is like, if you've ever read the 7 Healthy Habits of Highly Effective People, it's like, imagine that you died. Okay. And what do the people say at your funeral, right? What do they say about you? What do you want them to say about you? They want to see he's kind. He's always helping people. He lived an amazing life. Right. And then like, you want to emphasize those characteristics to yourself every morning. You also want to put in this letter to yourself, like, what do you do now that you're successful? And you always do it in the first person. Robert Lyon is a successful day trader. Robert Lyon has a massive coaching company. Robert Lyon is viral on many platforms and is actually doing things to impact people's lives, right? You want to have these things that you want to do every day that you want to visualize every day of what you want your life to look like, right? Again, because if you have no goal of what your life is going to look like, life will make it up for you. But if you have the vision, this is the fastest way for you to take control of your life and direct the boat where you want it to go. I'm not saying it's all going to work out perfectly. That's unrealistic, but at least you know where you're going, right? I think Zig Ziglar is like, you can't hit a target if you don't have one, or if you can't see it, right? If I put a blindfold on the best crossbow shooter in the world and I told him to shoot the target, he would still miss the target because he cannot see what he's shooting for, what he's aiming for. So you have to know what you're aiming for. So the point of the morning formula is you sit down one of these days and you write out every single thing that you really want to have happen in your life. Okay. And then you add images to that. And then once it's written, once you feel good about it, now every morning you just check in and you read this to yourself, and you can edit it, you can type it. It's a living, breathing thing, right? And you sit down though for 5 minutes and you read your morning formula, and it centers you because it brings you back to the life that you're creating. It reminds you of your goals. It reminds you of your purpose. It reminds you of what you're doing. And if you do this every day, you're going to use it as a visualization practice to check in with yourself. Okay. And it doesn't have to do once a day, but I like to do it in the mornings. Very, very powerful. Okay. This next one is from a book that I love. Let me see, where do I have the book? Everybody needs to read the damn book. Oh, here it is. The Slightest Edge. Okay, so everyone needs to read The Slightest Edge by Jeff Olson. Okay, and very, very powerful book. But installing your bite is essentially the bite is a reference to coding, essentially like a microchip. Okay, but you're going to use this as your identity. Okay, let's say you want to live without fear. Okay, let's say like that's going to be your thing. Like, I don't want to be scared of anybody. I am going to live without fear. So then you're going to install this bite into your mind, and the bite is going to be just like a one-word sentence or a one image of I no longer live with fear, right? And then whenever something comes up in your life where you're afraid, or someone's talking down to you, or like you need something, you're gonna remind yourself of this bite, and you're gonna say, I do not live with fear. And you're gonna use this to motivate you to the next step. Okay, so the idea is, as you go through your day, whenever the life happens, right, and you need to install the new software into life because it's not doing what you want, you will visualize this technique and you will use your bite to program yourself to believe that this is the new you. This is the identity of the new person, so that you can have a breakthrough. Okay. This isn't so much a visualization practice, but this is like throughout the day, when you seem to get off course from the things that you're trying to visualize, when you get off course from being the best version of yourself, you need to install this bite to take back your mind. So you don't have the monkey brain anymore. You have the best version of yourself come through. And this bite is very, very powerful. There's a lot of videos. Again, you need to read the book, The Slightest Edge. He breaks it down a lot better. But this is for like anybody who has a goal or anybody who's trying to do something. You install this bite, right? And instead of being lazy, instead of not working towards your goal, you remind yourself of who the fuck you are by having that bite installed. And you say, no, if I am this person, I would work on my goals right now. I would not be lazy. I would go this extra mile. I would do this thing because this is my identity. This is who I am. This is what I'm trying to do. And the bite is just something that you tell yourself to snap yourself back to reality. Okay. Very, very powerful. I really enjoy teaching this kind of stuff for the bite, at least. And then with the bite, we skipped one, whatever. We'll see what happens. Is your identity and a daily habit. Okay. Everything in your life, if you're stuck in a cycle of suffering, it's because you identify as somebody who suffers. You identify as someone who's poor. And you need to create a new identity, right? It's not fake it till you make it. It's fake it till you become it. And you have to take on this new identity, right? And it doesn't take money to have class. It doesn't take money to have a new identity. Those are all excuses. And you can work on yourself from the inside. And the way that you do that is first you write down all the things of who the new identity of you is, right? What is the new identity of you look like? What are the virtues that you want to embody? What are the actions that you want to take? What is it that you do on a daily basis? This new character, right? If you've ever, studied any of these famous people, Beyonce has her alter ego. right? I think it's like Diva or Dava. I don't know what the hell her alter ego is, but whenever Beyonce needs to go on stage and perform in front of millions of people, she flips a switch to this alter ego, this new identity, and this new identity has the courage and is able to perform in front of all these people, right? I like to teach salespeople this because a lot of times you don't want to do a sales call, but then you flip on that identity. Okay, like you're the Wolf of Wall Street, motherfucker. Like this is time, it's go time. Like this is who you are, right? And you switch to this new identity. And then the way that you bring this new identity truly full circle to your life is you add a daily habit, okay? And this has to be something fairly simple, but you have to do it every single day. And an example is like, let's say you want to become an amazing copywriter. You identify as one of the greatest copywriters on earth in order to really, instead of it all be in your head and all just be noise, right? You create the daily habit of, okay, every single day I write in my journal. Every single day or night, I find time to write in my journal, and I write copy, or I write in my journal. That's the habit. What this does is it anchors your future identity through to a consistent daily action. Let's say you want to be a YouTuber. Okay, you script out your videos every single day, or you record every single day, or you edit videos every single day, whatever it is. But you have that habit, or you have that block of time that is devoted to this new identity, to this consistent daily action. Okay, that's how you take these visualizations and you make it today, right? You want to be a profitable day trader. Every single day you back test. Every single day you go back and you back test your strategy, right? You want to become an athlete. You stretch at least every day, or you go to the gym and you work out every single day, or you work on your fitness regime. These are the things though that go from the woo-woo to the real world of taking action. Okay. I want to be rich. Okay. Every single day you look at your bank account and you write down best ideas that come to your mind on how you can increase your income, or you sell something every single day, or you take actions to sell, you make an offer every single day. These are the things that are going to let you break free, but it's creating the identity of the person you want to be the most with the, with the daily habit of what it is that you do. All right. This is the power. Okay, then this is like kind of one of the final ones, is a high vibration meditating. Okay, I this is a hack, right? Breathing is a hack. Who would have known? But if you take 6 deep breaths through your nose, hold it, let it go, you will actually change the vibration of your body. Okay. And meditating, it is one of the most powerful things that you can do. But the idea is, if you're really trying to go down this rabbit hole of manifestation and visualization, there are certain levels of vibration, right? That you are. Okay. On the lowest vibration, it's like sadness and anger and grief, and betrayal and things like that. That's the lower end. Okay. You will never vibrate anything if you are on the lower end. The higher end is like joy, peace, happiness, love. I think peace is actually at the top. So, but the higher vibration that you can get to, and using the visualization techniques that we talked about, the faster the universe will respond. That's the key thing. And that's what is very, very woo-woo, but you should read this book. It's called Levels of Energy. It's literally a fucking life hack. Let me make sure I get the name of this book right. Energy Levels. Where did it go? Energy Levels. Yeah, Energy Levels by Frederick Dodson. Okay. And this is like a life hack, but you'll learn about the different levels of energy. And the idea though is like every day you center yourself, you clear your mind, and you get to that higher vibration, and then you start to visualize what it is you want the universe to give to you, right? This is the hack. This is how you get to the level. And in your visualization, you're feeling what it feels like to have that manifestation, to have that life. You're getting more crystal clear on the image, the video of the visualization that you are bringing into your reality. And then you are in an elevated state from the breathing exercise, from the meditating, to break through to that next step. All right. And then this is the final one. So this is, back in the day, I manifested $10,000 in cash. That was the first thing I actively try to manifest. I was reading a book called Power versus Force, very, very important book for people to read. And every night before I went to sleep, this is back when I was poor, right? But I would visualize myself counting $10,000 in cash. And it was, big $100 bills. Actually, some of them are 50s. And I was holding the money. I was visualizing the money. I was smelling the money. I was feeling the money in my fingertips. And I would do this every single night before I would go to sleep, right? If you've ever listened to, like, what's his name? Godford or something like that. He would teach people to do this practice where every night before they go to sleep, you would be crawling up a ladder. And after, a certain amount of days, you would eventually find yourself crawling up a ladder and realize, oh my God, I just manifested this. Okay. So I was doing this with $10,000. This was the first thing I ever manifested, and it works. But every night before I would fall asleep, when you're in that, it's like this little phase where you're like half asleep, right? You're basically still kind of conscious, but you're slipping into sleep. That's when you want to visualize this, and that's what you want to tap into, because apparently, I don't know why this works, but apparently that feeds into the subconscious, and the subconscious doesn't know the difference between the mind doesn't know the difference between reality and fake. So you're speaking to the subconscious before you fall asleep. And you can do a lot of different things. There's even a lot of audio things that you can listen to. There's like certain like gigahertz you can listen to where you can actually do this. I think the best thing would be is record your goals and your visualization, and then put it to like some weird music or something like that at a certain frequency, and then listen to that every night before you go to sleep, and visualize what you want your life to be. That way your subconscious can work on the problems while you're falling asleep and can create a better can have more powers, right? It's just another advantage for you in your visualization. Okay. But this is very, very powerful. And again, when I manifested $10,000 in cash doing this, and I know it works, and I manifested a truck, and I'm now actively visualizing more and more and more things using these kind of secrets, using these kind of tips for you. And I wanted to share this with you. Thank you for watching. I think that was pretty cool. Very woo-woo. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I keep going. This is going to be going into my coaching program where I basically am helping people start coaching businesses, start online businesses, and scale. And I think this is just a very important part of it, because if you can't see the next step in your business, if you can't see the next step in your life, how are you going to get there? How are you going to get achieved? No one is coming to save you but yourself. So you need every advantage possible. And this allows you to use your mind constantly. It doesn't require any money. It doesn't require a damn thing other than you taking your goals serious and visualizing and working towards them. Again, visualization is not the end all be all. It is just another tool that you can use in your process. And currently we're zoomed in on my head. Love it. But I think it is very powerful. So stupid camera. Why are you doing this? Boop. Zoom out, you piece of crap. Come on. Whatever. We're done. I think this was cool, though. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. If you guys want to drop anything in the comments real quick before we wrap up, let me know. Let me check on the TikTok. Bunch of people followed. A bunch of people watched it. That's what I like. Good stuff. Can't get my camera to do the thing it's supposed to do. Stupid piece of crap. There you go. Yeah, I really think this is powerful stuff. I hope you guys like this. If you want more videos like this, drop it in the comments. Otherwise, we're going to be moving on to marketing and copywriting and some other stuff. All right. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody has a great day. I'll talk to you all on the next one. Peace.